And this was supposed to be the one that popped, the one that opened the show, the one that got this card off to a hot start. But I actually think this card, not this card, but this fight was indicative, and this actually laid out the energy for the rest of the card, AJ. And I'm talking about Pedro Munhoz versus Sean O'Malley, which ended in a no contest. And there's controversy, brother, and we have to talk about this in a couple of different ways. On one hand, the controversy behind a lot of people saying, ooh, the Sugar Show, he's been exposed. He lost that first round, even though Pedro Munhoz, he only threw leg kicks. It was like 16 leg kicks. No work with the hands. Sean O'Malley trying to be a sniper, which is ultimately his downfall, because when you're fighting a Pedro Munhoz, you will lose on volume if you just try to snipe him and he's just constantly picking away at you. But they're saying, we didn't really learn what we needed to. Sean O'Malley might not be the real deal. When you fight a Pedro Munhoz, you're supposed to just, listen, he's like 5 inches taller, 6-inch reach advantage. But then on the other hand, AJ, yeah, but you do have an eye poke. And if you've ever been poked in the eye, that shit hurts and it's very uncomfortable. So I don't care who you are. Go get poked in the eye if you're talking shit. But a lot of people, and I'm not saying this, AJ, this is just what the people are saying. I'm just relaying the message. Don't shoot the messenger. They're just saying, Pedro Munhoz kind of, sort of, may have took the easy way out, brother. He was getting a little frustrated. His game plan wasn't working. A lot of those leg kicks that he was throwing that people were counting at home, right, were getting checked. Sugar Show was doing a great job checking those kicks. And you got an opportunity, exit plan, and you took it. I don't know. What do you make of it?
Well, on the first part, to address the first one, man, I my mind was absolutely blown that I was seeing people, when they pull the stats up on the side in the corner of the screen, it's like 10-9 Munhoz, 10-9 Munhoz. I was like, what are you watching? Like, what? Yeah, sure. Sean isn't going to go in there and just start fucking throwing ones and twos down the pipe with reckless abandonment. He's not that kind of fighter. And if that's what you're expecting to watch, sure, you might think that Pedro Munhoz won that first round. But to me, all I saw was a calculated attack coming from Sean O'Malley. And anytime anything would come his way, boom, check it, spin, get out of the way. Whatever the case may be, I felt like Sean was still in firm control of that first round. And when I saw people posting stuff, I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. Derek, you have to, tell me what you saw in that one. But for the second part, the Pedro Munhoz thing, when I saw that, and you're right. Eye poke, you get poked in the eye, but you got sweaty eye, you got sweaty hand, boom, poke in the eye, that shit hurts. And it will aggravate you for quite a while. But we saw the replay. And the replay made a little pause for concern when you see the eye just get touched, and then you see Sean's hand. I'm doing it right here. So it did start out a little low. He touches him, and then he goes like this, and hand pulls up. Maybe a little finger got in there and flicked up a little. You don't know. I don't know. But it didn't. It wasn't the most egregious eye poke we've seen. It wasn't the Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad eye poke. It wasn't anything near where everyone was like, oh shit, that was, he was a knuckle deep. He might have got a little bit in there, but did Pedro Munhoz take the easy way out? I don't think so, and I don't want to say so, but you heard him about 30 seconds into talking to that doctor saying, I can't see out of my eye. I can't see out of my eye. You know what happens when you say you can't see out of your eye. Everybody knows. So, that's where I get a little, come on, Pedro.
Well, that was where I was firmly concerned right there, because as soon as I heard him say that, I was like, oh, you're not supposed to say that, bro. Like, any competitor who wants to keep the fight going knows, do not say that you can't see, because they are obligated. It's not a choice. They're obligated. They have to be like, all right, bro, well, we have to stop the fight then. It is what it is, man. I'm going to bring this up really quickly, AJ, so just, pardon me while I get this one figured out. I thought I had pulled it up. But basically what I'm going to pull up is I actually have a picture of the eye poke. And let's see where we're at, brother. So hold it down for me, my man. Let me ask you, I guess, one more question while I'm pulling this up, my man. So regardless of the win or the lose, it was neither win or lose. There was no contest, right? Regardless of the controversy behind the eye poke, I really want to know, what did you learn from Pedro Munhoz, from Sean O'Malley in this bout? What did you learn?
Man, I think the one thing I learned, from watching the Pedro Munhoz attack on Sean O'Malley, you're going to have to be calculated on how you fight this guy. Sean's going to use his reach. He's going to use his length. He sees everything coming. So you're going to have to blitz in on this guy or do something to where you really put him in a corner or in a position in which he's not comfortable. Because if you're just striking at distance, throwing the leg kicks, throwing the long jabs out there, throwing all the stuff that Sean is seeing on a daily basis, it's just another day at the park for this dude. So you have to get in on those single legs, get in, anywhere that isn't a striking, calculated kickboxing match. Because Sean, man, he sees things coming, and you can see him set moves up like 3 or 4 punches before, and then you'll see him use that combo again, and then a couple more punches happen, and then you see him use a combo again. He's very calculated, sets things up. That's why I liked him. And for Pedro Munhoz, what I learned from him, man, is this dude, even though sure the fight, he, you know, we'll see what you're gonna pull up here in a second, but he's still a dog nonetheless.
Yeah. No, you're right about that. So here we go, brother. Thank you for holding it down, my man. This is the picture. This is the picture, folks. So, I mean, you tell us, and I'll even blow it up all the way to the top. Like, I'll literally blow it up as far as it will allow me to go. Boom. Yes, that ring finger of Sean O'Malley, if you're really looking, it does hit the eyeball. But the problem that we have here ultimately is that this is what the fans are concerned about, AJ. So I'm going to pull it down for a second. This is what the fans are concerned about. They're saying, well, I'm just saying, I've seen fighters with a knuckle deep in their eye still continue the fight. That's the point they're making. They're not saying he didn't get eye poked. They're just saying you could have continued. Now would it have been your best interest, being that you've lost, 2 or 3 in a row? I think 2 in a row, right? Is it in your best interest to continue? No, you did the smart thing. You said, I'm going to take the no contest. I'm going to keep it pushing in an unadvantageous fight, in a fight where maybe things weren't necessarily going my way. I saw, because Sugar Show he was starting to put it on in that second round. He was starting to sit down on his punches more, throw a little more volume. So, I mean, that's it right there, man. I'm not saying that the eye poke didn't happen, but the egregious nature of it, it wasn't something like absolutely inexplicit or something like that. I think Pedro Munhoz was also reaching a little bit because he was trying to say, oh, that was 2 back-to-back, bro. I think he really wanted to get Sean O'Malley DQ'd, and he did not want a no contest here. So, final thoughts, brother.
Yeah, I mean, there's been worse. There's been worse. And the really, I mean, whether you get eye poked or not, if somebody gets eye poked, it hurts. And your vision's blurry, and you're in there with a sniper who's going to head kick you from that direction. Good call. Don't fight. It's all good. Don't worry about it. But what made me feel a little type of a way was that first 30 seconds. The second the doctor walks in, he's like, I can't see out of my right eye. I can't see out of my eye. Like, I can't do it. It's like, bro, like, you got 5 minutes. Like, just come on. Like, at least, play it off a little bit. I get it. You know, even if you need to catch your breath, just say, oh no, hold on. Let me clean it a little bit more. Like, do something. But yeah, rough way to start off the main card for sure.
Absolutely, man. And then lastly, there was one part where he was saying, hey, all I can see is black. All I can see is black. But while he was saying that, his eye was closed. So I was like, well, your eyes closed, bro. So, I mean, maybe open it, and then maybe you could see a little something. I don't know. I'm just tips, just suggestions. Don't shoot the messenger once again. But lastly, folks, once you hear eye poke and then you hear I'm going to get a wet towel, and I'm going to let you, once you start hearing that, cause for concern. Because Cannonier, that happened in the Cannonier Israel Adesanya fight too. And I was like, oh my God, is this about to happen again? Like literally another no contest for real. But this one was a wash, man. So if you placed any wagers on this, folks, any prop bets, any, whatever the case may be, that one did get null and void, money sent back to you because it ended in a no contest. But had it gone a little bit longer, I think they would have gone to the judges. But either way, that was your main card, man. So I do think that fight set the trajectory of how the rest of the card went.